Saudi Arabia has recently announced its latest megaproject, the Mukaab, which is a giant cube that could fit 20 Empire State Buildings inside of it. The Mukaab has been described as a gateway to another world, featuring a holographic dome that transports visitors to other planets and magical worlds. However, some questions have been raised about whether this project is just a viral marketing stunt or if it will actually be built. In this video, we will explore everything we know so far about this exciting new project. Saudi Arabia is a wealthy country in the heart of the Middle East, known for its vast oil reserves. However, the country wants to become less dependent on oil and shift its economy towards tourism. Under the slogan Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia has launched a series of massive megaprojects to achieve this goal. The largest of these projects is Neom, a $1 trillion megaproject that includes a 170-kilometer-long line city, a floating port city called Octagon, and a massive ski resort in the Arabian desert called Trojana. Neom CEO announced that the city's total infrastructure was already 20% complete in January. The project has partnered with major companies, including Oracle and NVIDIA, to set up the city-wide AI technology. An update video showed images from huge construction sites, including the line, the Octagon, and Trojana. The Mukaab is the latest addition to these megaprojects. It is a cube so big that it could hold 20 Empire State Buildings inside of it. The Mukaab has been described as a gateway to another world, featuring a holographic dome that transports visitors to other planets and magical worlds. However, there are questions about whether this is just a viral marketing stunt or if the project will actually be built. If the project goes ahead, it is unclear when it will be open to the public. The Mukaab will be built in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's capital, as part of the new Murabba project. Riyadh is already a rapidly growing city and is the third largest city in the Middle East. The new Murabba project is expected to take the growth of Riyadh to another level, with more than 80 entertainment venues, several walking trails, a large museum, and the colossal Mukaab at its center. The Mukaab is inspired by Najdi architecture, a traditional style that has been used by the people of Saudi Arabia for hundreds of years. The building's exterior will shine in the sun and dominate Riyadh's skyline. At 400 meters tall, the Mukaab will count as a supertall skyscraper and would be the fourth tallest building in Dubai. However, unlike other skyscrapers, the Mukaab is also 400 meters wide and would completely dominate the skyline. To put that into context, 20 Empire State Buildings could fit inside the Mukaab. The Mukaab Cube is a massive project in Saudi Arabia that is set to become the largest cube-shaped building in the world. It would dwarf other cube-shaped buildings, such as the Berlin Cube, with a height of only 40 meters compared to the Mukaab's 400-meter height. In terms of sheer volume, the Mukaab could become the largest structure on Earth, surpassing the Boeing Everett factory in Washington. The Mukaab is designed to transport visitors to another world with its holographic dome that displays different virtual realities. The colossal dome will tower over visitors, and the center of the dome will feature a spiral tower with restaurants, hotel rooms, observation platforms, cinemas, and theaters. The four corners of the cube will also be packed with facilities stacked up in skyscraper-like towers, while the top will feature lakes, lawns, and trees. According to the Mukaab's designers, the cube shape is the most efficient for accommodating all the advanced technologies that will support the overall experience. The technology for displaying the virtual walls will be hidden in the space between the bell jar dome and the outer cube. However, the project faces significant challenges, such as constructing a sturdy and waterproof structure to hold the massive lake on its roof. Without sufficient funding and technology, it may not be completed or could be downsized. Despite these challenges, the Mukaab Cube represents a visionary project that could become a new icon in Saudi Arabia and the world. Between the dome and the shell, there will also need to be a robust array of joists and beams to hold up the gardens on the top of the cube. The skyscraper-like towers at each corner of the cube will help with support as well. If that's enough to support the largest roof in the world, and the garden on top is questionable. The cube-shaped design is also meant to make the Mukaab more iconic. The Mukaab would give Riyadh a unique landmark that would make the city instantly recognizable among other big cities in the world. It's like the Eiffel Tower in Paris or the Statue of Liberty in New York. Whenever anyone sees a photo of the cube, they will instantly think of Riyadh. Yet, the shape has drawn a bit of criticism. Some people say that it bears a resemblance to the Kaaba in Mecca, another city in Saudi Arabia. The Kaaba is the most sacred site in Islam. When a Muslim prays anywhere in the world, they make sure to face towards it. But other people have dismissed the similarity and pointed out that the Kaaba isn't the only cube in the world. When the Berlin Cube was built in Germany, nobody said it resembled the Kaaba, so why should the Mukaab be any different? These people also pointed out that the Saudi crown is Muslim. They wouldn't deliberately build an offensive, comma-shaped building, so the similarity is probably a coincidence. In general, the announcement of the Mukaab project has been met with excitement and intrigue, but everyone has the same question: will the Mukaab really be built? Construction hasn't started yet, but in theory it will begin in the next few months. Saudi Arabia has promised that the project will open to the public in 2030, just like the other Vision 2030 projects, including the line, the Octagon and Trojana. Compared to the line, this project is probably easier to achieve. Nevertheless, it would pretty much still be the biggest mega project ever built. That's why its outcome is hard to predict. So let's break it down into 3 different scenarios. The first possible scenario, which Saudi Arabia would probably enjoy the most, is that the construction of the cube will start in the next months and the 400-meter tall cube will be finished by 2030, exactly as they have announced it. Riyadh will receive its new icon and slowly attract more and more tourists from all over the world to become one of the most visited places on earth. If this all sounds too good to be true, that's because there are quite a few hurdles to overcome. Which leads us to the second scenario. Financial experts are already skeptical about the feasibility of the project. They cannot see where Saudi Arabia will find the money to build yet another ambitious mega project. There will need to be a significant amount of investment to make the Mukaab a reality, and it is uncertain if that investment will be forthcoming. The third and final scenario is that construction will begin, but the project will face significant delays, either due to financial difficulties or other issues that arise during construction. The completion date could be pushed back, and the final product may not be exactly what was originally envisioned. Overall, the Mukaab project is a bold and ambitious undertaking, with the potential to become an iconic landmark for the city of Riyadh and a major tourist destination. However, there are many challenges that must be overcome before it can become a reality, and only time will tell if it will ultimately be successful. Dr. Andreas Krieg, an expert in Middle Eastern studies at King's College London, said, "The finances of all of this are not entirely secured." A few days after the Mukaab's announcement, CNN asked the Public Investment Fund how they plan to finance the project. The PIF replied that financial details had not been disclosed yet, but that more information would be released soon. A lot will depend on foreign investment. By 2030, Saudi Arabia is hoping to bring in more than $100 billion per year, which would help to finance projects like the Mukaab. They're nowhere near that figure yet, but if enough hype can be generated, foreign investment could rapidly start to rise. But there's no guarantee of that happening, though. Vision 2030 was accused of human rights violations by Amnesty International, leaving a stain on the entire project and potentially scaring off foreign investors. But even if Saudi Arabia does raise the money, there is a far more difficult challenge to overcome. Is this mega project even technologically possible? Holograms, like the ones described in the Mukaab's announcement, don't exist yet. Some cutting-edge companies, like Lightfield Lab, have made some major advancements in recent years. But holograms on the scale of Mukaab's dome are still like science fiction. A similar effect could probably be achieved using giant LED screens. That's what's happening at the MSG Sphere, a project currently being built in Las Vegas and expected to open this year. This immersive entertainment venue will be shaped like a giant sphere, with a wraparound screen completely covering the inside wall. At 15,000 square meters, the MSG Sphere screen will be the largest in the world, about the size of 3 football pitches. It is designed to transport audiences to immersive worlds, much like the Mukaab in Saudi Arabia. However, there is a significant difference between the two projects. The Mukaab screen would need to be at least 20 times larger than the one in the MSG Sphere, making it uncertain if such a screen could be built. Moreover, the Mukaab cube's giant lake on the roof presents a significant challenge. Millions of liters of water would increase the stress on the structure, making it necessary to construct it extremely sturdy and waterproof. A leak in the lake could have disastrous effects on the expensive technology underneath it. These challenges indicate that the cube is already facing significant obstacles, and without sufficient funding or technology, it may not be completed. However, there is a third option. The cube could be built in a less ambitious form, perhaps downsized from 400 meters to 200 meters or smaller. Even at 100 meters, it would still be the largest cube-shaped building in the world and an impressive sight to behold. While this would be a disappointment compared to the original designs, it would be better than nothing. It is impossible to predict the future of the Mukaab project, but one thing is certain: the coming years will be fascinating. When 2030 arrives, the Mukaab, the line, and other groundbreaking projects may finally open their doors to the public, or they may never be completed. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to learn more about Vision 2030, be sure to watch our video about Trojana. Thank you for watching. and we'll see you in the next video.